Great thing about the awards here at the Camp Foundation that they bestow on people, you don't actually have to be present to win, and thus tonight we honor Fred Biletnikoff with the Walter Camp Man of the Year Award in absentia. As described by the foundation, the Man of the Year is an individual who has been closely associated with the game of football as a player, a coach, or a close attendee of the game. He must have attained a measure of success and been a leader in a chosen profession. He must have contributed to the public service for the benefit of his community, country, and his fellow man. He must have an impeccable reputation for integrity and must be dedicated to our American heritage and the philosophy of Walter Camp. Former Florida State and Raiders great Fred Biletnikoff is worthy several times over.
You know, they never put the word genius as far as receiver, but if they put the word genius with player, Fred Biletnikoff as a receiver would be a genius.
I had a lot of work to do. The only talent I had when I came into professional football was at being able to catch a football.
He didn't have a lot of natural things. I mean, he wasn't big, he wasn't strong, he wasn't fast, but he worked harder than anyone else. He knew more about receiving and running pass patterns and catching the ball than anyone I've ever met in my life.
While others relied on pure speed, Biletnikoff thrived on guile, for he knew the object was not to win a foot race, but to catch a football.
When he had to catch a football, he went for it as if it were a dance in the heavens and the stars, that nobody was going to stop him from catching the football, and nobody could.
Desire was the flip side to Biletnikoff's genius. His father was a national amateur boxing champion, and Biletnikoff was able to harness the savage instincts of the ring and translate them to the delicate art of pass catching.
It's like a fighter. When he starts off, you know, they go, and go, and then eventually one or the other starts getting to the other one. That's the way I played.
He would catch a ball in the end zone, fight for it, and then slam it down, and he and the defensive back would be shoving each other and sticking their finger in one another's face because they were having a war. 60 minutes worth of war.
I'd never seen someone get so emotionally worked up. He stayed that way through the entire ball game. He didn't relax till he got back into the locker room after the ball game was over and start wiping off all the stickum all over his hands and in his ears and in his hair and between his toes, and Lord knows how it got between his toes, but he was just caked with that stuff.
It was just a yellow goo that any player could have purchased. But for non-believers, stickum provided the only earthly explanation for the magic this wizard wrought for 14 NFL seasons. Spellbinding performance, though, came not from a store-bought substance, but from an attitude that money couldn't buy.
Any edge I could get on doing little things here or there, and that's not only to, you know, to stick them and all that stuff. It's just you weren't in there you were in there to play football, boy. You're in there to win, you know, and whatever you had to do to win, and that was the enjoyment of football.
Biletnikoff's hunger for victory grew with the importance of every game. So it was only fitting that his greatest glory came in the biggest game of his life. It was Super Bowl XI. And as the Raiders routed the Minnesota Vikings 32-14, the most valuable player was Fred Biletnikoff.
He can beat you not with great athletic skill, but with artifice, timing, and execution. And that was Fred Biletnikoff.
He was a self-made receiver who achieved greatness, the Hall of Fame, and was a genius in what he did.
Fred couldn't be here tonight. He is unable to travel after a recent knee surgery. We understand. Obviously, I'm a little bummed. I grew up watching Fred Biletnikoff, and, you know, they give you the plaque, and I was hoping they'd just kind of stick it to him, and that would be great. But I'll borrow from President Kaufman here, who said, Fred Biletnikoff, the wide receiver, is synonymous with excellence. However, his passion and commitment to helping others in need is what makes him a worthy Man of the Year recipient.
Hello, good evening. I'm Fred Biletnikoff, and I hope everybody back there is having a great evening. There's nothing like being at an award show. I'm sorry, the possibility of me trying to get back there this year was just too tough for me physically. So I want to send my apologies to everybody, and I want to thank the Walter Camp Football Foundation for this great honor to have my name associated with a group of guys from 1967 to the present day is unbelievable. It's just a who's who of football, coaching, and playing. So again, thank everybody, and thank everybody associated with the Walter Camp people. You know, I've been associated with football my entire life, and my 4 best years out of it was playing at Florida State University, coming out of Erie, Pennsylvania, and the great people I had a chance to be around with Bill Peterson, Ken Myers, who was responsible for getting me from Erie, PA, down to Tallahassee, Florida. And we've had great success down there when I was playing, and you can't beat college football. It's just the entertainment, the environment, the people that tailgating and whatever. Just the whole expression of what's going on that day is unbelievable, and I really miss it a lot. You know, in closing, tonight, and believe me, this honor that you bestowed on me tonight was just amazing. And again, I want to apologize for not being there. Was something that important to me and to my family. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, we can make it up in some way to the Walter Camp people. You know, football's been a great time for me. I mean, I love football, and you know, I spent the years in college football, professional football, all with the Oakland Raiders, and I've known one thing, that you know, when you have good people around you, and people that are good role models for you, and people that really make you understand what it's like to want to be a great and excellent athlete. I've had all that in my entire life, and I'm very thankful for being able to have that. And with that, I'm going to close. You guys have a great night, and you know, I do like a good party, and I'm so disturbed by not being able to be there tonight with you people. Thank you so much, and have a great night.